Welcome back to another edition of the B4evaKool podcast. My name is Rex45, and this evening, all the way across the pond, they say, RasMario, welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you. All over from UK.
Yeah, man. We're in the UK. You in Birmingham, or you where you?
I'm in London, Hackney.
Okay. That's what's up. Um,
Um,
Yeah, man. Let's talk about how you got into riding in the UK and what's that's like. Because from what I've heard, I don't think you can ride a bike over there without a license, right? So you got to get your license first. What
Wow.
was your experience like?
Well, you can because well, you can't, but you can. So I started. I always like bikes. Always like bikes.
Uh
Always.
huh.
From I see back, I like bikes. And I used to work at Pizza Hut. So I started delivering on a moped. Then my cousin went and bought you know the carburetors, the 2000 and the T Regs, like the 2000, the 1998 R6s,
Okay. Yeah.
them
Yeah.
old school R6. Yep, the
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
headlights.
Yeah.
I start I started on those, and then I had about 7 years out, and then I thought, you know what? Let me do something that I love. Then I went and bought an R6. Then I started messing around on the R6, crashed it. When I bought another one, crashed it. When I bought another one, crashed it. Then I went and bought an R1, crashed it.
Oh
Because
man,
I
no,
like
wait,
messing
wait.
about. And
Yeah, no. When you say crash it, these are all like crashing on the streets or
on
track
the
stuff.
on the
Did you
streets,
start doing track stuff early?
nah, on the streets, I like learning fast. I don't like. I'm not patient like that.
Uh huh.
Fast. I want to learn things like today. Which is the wrong way. Let me let people know this. It's the wrong
Yeah.
way. It's the wrong way.
Uh,
But I learned the hard way. But now I'm an OG.
so like so like what year you started when you got the R6? What year was that? The first one.
2000, the first one I had a 2006 R6. That's when 2009.
Okay.
2009, and I got it 2 months before I got my license. And because I got my license in September, so I got it in July. So I was riding,
Wow.
practicing. So when I went for my license, I just went aced it.
Right. And what's that process like getting your license in the UK? It sounds like you have to start off at a certain level, no matter how old you are, kind of thing, and work your way up as far as the CCs.
So to get a license, you got to be 21 and over.
Wow.
You got to do something they call you got to do the theory test. So you got to do like the hazard perception. So you got to go on a computer and you got to look. You got to predict where it's going to be a hazard. So you got click. And after you done do the hazard perception, then you do the multiple choice theory test. Then after you do the theory test, then you go and do the road. So you got to do the module one, module two. So module one is where you go out, you go in like a big park,
Mm-hmm.
and you do the what we call a figure eight. So you got to make a letter eight without putting your foot down on the floor.
Wow.
Put your foot down on the floor, you failed. And then after you pass that, and you got to do, and then you do what you call a control speed. So you need to go in a straight line as fast as possible and make that corner in a safe manner without bringing your speed down lower than 30 miles an hour. If you go under 30, you fail.
Oh wow.
And then once you pass that, you go out for a 37-minute ride. Then they will sit behind you and tell you where to turn, where not to turn, and you have to know
So you're
if you
you're riding
turn.
not to cut you off, but the instructor is sitting on the back of the bike and you're riding them.
No, sitting on no, another bike behind you.
Okay, got you.
Right, and then he tell you where to turn because you had the microphone on in your ears. So he
Okay.
tell you it's yeah,
Yeah.
and you got. I failed the first time because he told me to make the next available right but there was a tree hanging over, covering the no entry sign. I went
Ah,
into the no entry sign. So the
and that's
first
it.
time
No
I failed. The
second,
second,
no second chance. It's just like you failed, and that's it.
you failed, you got rebook.
Wow,
You got rebook, and that's it. But
man, that's
it's a
that's
money
crazy.
making thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would, you know, being on this side, being on the state side, we look at it as a safe thing, because here it's a lot easier to get your license, and it's pretty easy to get any bike you want and stuff like that. Which is, on one hand, is great if you're a responsible person, and you just need to be of age to get a driver's license. So depending on the state you're in, you could be 16 and a half with a motorcycle license.
60. So
Yeah.
16 and a half over here. 16 and a half over here, you're only allowed to ride a 50cc.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Can't go no more than that.
you know yeah, and that's pretty wild. And do you find that a lot of, when you've been on a bike now for a while yourself, people that were just riding bikes because they had to, and not worry about getting the license, and did the cops come down
Every,
hard on those guys?
can I? We don't stop. We don't stop.
Okay.
First of
That's
all,
it. So if you're
we
riding
don't
dirty, you ain't stopping.
we don't stop. We ain't got no number plate, so we don't stop.
Oh, okay. And
Check that
and
shit
so,
out.
I mean, and they don't running around in the UK with no number plate on a bike. They just, if you're just cruising, they don't bother you.
They bother you.
Oh, okay.
We don't stop.
So you don't stop for food or nothing. Then is what you're saying. Once you leave the garage, you just on the bike.
Soon as you
That's
see the
it.
siren, you look around, you see the siren, missing. How are they
Oh
gonna catch
wow,
you?
wow.
We're professional riders. They can't catch you.
Got you, got
We're
you.
professional.
So,
Unless they bring the helicopter out, they ain't catching you.
got you. And
You don't
when you say professional riders, is that because you guys been street riding
track.
or going to the track and mastering the riding skills?
So let me say this to everybody. Track riding is the best thing ever. What you learn, you could road ride, you could track ride on the road, but you can't road ride on the track. So the track will teach you how to navigate through traffic. But road ride, you can't bring road ride to a track because you crash your bike. Yeah. So because of my track experience, I could navigate myself through the traffic easily. Yeah, I'll know, I could, but you can't do that. You can't do road riding on the track because your bike
Right.
will be on the
Yeah.
floor. So it's because the reason why I said we are professional riders because we are track riders, and track riders will get away easy on the road.
Right.
Because
Right.
then we will look ahead. We look ahead and we say, okay, you got two cars here. That space is empty. That space is empty. We go hard left, hard right. Gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what year you started going to the track, man?
2016. 2016.
And
That year,
what was the first track you went to?
Snitterton. That's the nursery track. Snitterton. I went to that track. Listen, I went to that track at least 10 times in 1 year.
Oh
Oh
wow.
my goodness. Whoa, yo, that track was crazy. Like, because I'm a competitive person. You see, like now, as you can see, I'm a big guy. Wait
Yeah.
until you see me in June. Watch it. When you see me in June, you're like, yo, what's wrong with you? Are you sick? Because the guys that I'm going to Portugal with,
Uh
they're
huh.
they're fast riders, and I'm a competitive guy. You're
Oh
gonna see
yeah.
me come all the way down. Watch me.
Okay.
And
And so
anytime it's track time.
and what was the thing that made you go to the track though? Was it buddies saying, "Hey, let's do the track," or do you follow BSB and other racing over in the UK?
So I used to follow BSB, but one day I came home from work. I remember it like yesterday. One day I came home from work, and one of my boys, His name is Dolby. He's getting married in May. He phoned me and said, "Yo, Russ, what you doing?" I said, "I'm just chill. I just came home from work. Do you want to do an afternoon session? £40." I go, "What? £40? No way! £40 for afternoon session." I said, "Come get me." Within half an hour, he's outside my house packing my bike in his car, in his
Yeah,
van. I was like, "Yep."
yeah.
And then from that day, track syndrome. Track syndrome. If you go a year without, from you started track, you go a year without doing track, it feels like you need therapy, man.
Nah, I hate. Listen, man. I just did this enduro race over the weekend, and my last time racing was September, and I did one track day in November. Not November, October, and
Yeah,
this is the longest I've gone without being on a track, and even those what 3 months, 3 4 months. Man, it felt weird because usually every month I'm pulling the trailer out and going somewhere, and I hear
it's
you. I
crazy.
can't imagine I mean, I've taken time off for injury, but I can't imagine, I mean, obviously, finances and stuff like that or whatever, life happens, right? And you got to do what you got to do.
100.
But I hope I don't
That's
have to
right.
take a year off.
Yeah, the last time I was at track was last year, May, I think.
Right.
But I was a bit down with that because I had two bikes. I got a S1000 and I got
Uh-huh.
an R1, but I took the S1000. Silly me, I took the 1000, but I wasn't the guys that I went with, they're not as fast as me. So I didn't take my diet and my training that serious.
Yeah.
So I fit in my leathers, but I wasn't maneuvering enough in my leathers.
Got you. A little
I couldn't
snug.
maneuver. So yeah, I was snug. So I couldn't get off my bike enough to take the corners, the correct lines.
Yeah.
So I was upset, but I ain't doing it again though.
Yeah. Now,
13th
shape
of
is
June,
something. Go ahead.
13th of June is on.
Okay, that's what's up. So, how many tracks have you? I guess I'm looking to get over the UK and Europe and do some track days and all that. What other tracks have
Come,
you
bro.
gone to in the UK? And then when did you start going to other countries? And also, what is the track experience like for people who don't know? It seems like I would, from what I can tell from videos online and stuff like that, from people but posts and stuff like that, it seems like everybody's at the track.
Everybody. And track is like track track teaches you a lot. It first of all, the main thing it teaches you discipline. Because you ain't got discipline, again, you're gonna crash your bike. You have to know when to overtake, when you need to know the correct lines. Um uh, Track teach you how to ride on road. You know, track is good. And the question you asked about when I started doing UK track, I started UK track in 2016, and I started doing Europe in when did I go? I think I did Europe in I did Europe in 2017.
Okay.
That's when I went to yeah, I went to Portugal. No, I went to Almere. I did Almere, left my bike in Almere, and flew over to Barcelona to watch the MotoGP.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's
yeah,
up,
yeah,
man. That's what's up.
yeah,
2017
yeah,
was a good
yeah,
year, man, for
yeah.
sure.
2017.
And going to tracks in like Portugal and I assume Spain and stuff like that. Is
Yeah,
it a different atmosphere between the UK tracks and obviously I know weather plays a part in the UK. So I assume you're comfortable in the wet.
it's. I'm not comfortable with because I don't ride in the wet, and it's better in the Europe than UK. Reason being, the UK has a sound decimal. My
Okay.
none of my
Okay.
bikes pass none of my bikes pass sound decimals. my bike's 108.
Okay.
108
Okay.
decimals, and UK is maximum 103. In the Europe now, like Spain, they got no sound decimal. They got
Wow.
it's just ride. Yeah, it's just ride. You just
and it
ride.
was so like I assume they got different groups over there as far as skill levels. um
Yes, sir.
and our advanced group over here, for lack of a better word, you can pass just about anywhere, but in like the novice group and the medium intermediate group, there's no passing on the inside in the novice group, and then there's usually like a 6 feet you have to keep to pass, and you can't get it in the rider's way. What are the, from looking at, BSB and some of these European leagues and see how some of these riders race, what's the track day like? Is it, is it laid back, or is it, just as hype?
It's just as hype. It's so crazy that, like, once we're on the track, it's war. But when we come off the track, we're friends again.
Yeah.
Once we go on the track, it's war. Like it's like for example, in June, it's about 20 of us going.
Yeah.
So you
Oh,
but
wow.
out of the 20 of us, we got different skill levels. Well, none of us are in novice, but you got some like me. I stay in intermediate. Um, I know I'm gonna go into the fast, but I stay in intermediate because of the crowd. I don't like crowded track, and fast group has got crowd. It's very crowded,
I can
and
imagine.
you know, yeah. And sometimes you go offline. There's a strong possibility in the first group you'll be going offline because I'm competitive, so I'm gonna go offline because I'm gonna wanna. If you pass me, I'm passing you back. I mean, you see me in my helmet like, Then
That's
was
it, huh?
and I'm getting my body positioning early, yo.
Yeah.
So I stayed intermediate, man.
I,
I
I,
stayed
I,
intermediate, but I'm gonna go up in fast.
yeah, I hear that. I tend to stay in intermediate as well, especially the new track and learning. So, what's that like for you guys, learning new tracks and going to new tracks? And also even just transporting, bikes in the UK and stuff like that. Is it mostly vans? Are you guys towing trailers and stuff like that? How you
So
getting your bikes around and
So some of the dudes, some of my friends, some's got trailers. For me, I rent a van. So I'll go to the van rental company and I'll rent a van. But I'm gonna buy a van soon. But I rent a van to take it to. But I don't do UK track anymore. But
oh
in
wow.
Portugal now, because UK track for me to do a UK track, I would have to change my exhaust system, and my bike's remapped and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
I've
So you,
got
you, you
MW.
can't even just put a silencer in, and that it was still too
My,
loud.
my I got Acaprovix, so my Acaprovix
Yeah,
ain't got no silencer. They don't come. They don't come
okay,
with silencers. I got
gotcha,
the old one. The new ones come. The new ones come with silencers, but I got an old one, and I've got a
gotcha.
full system. I've got NWR air filter. So the NWR is the one that lets more in, so
Yep.
you have a bigger combustion.
Yeah.
So the bigger the combustion is, pop, 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 pop. You know what I mean? So,
Popcorns.
so yeah. So
Man.
yeah, popcorns. So now for transporting my bike to Portugal now, you got three riding schools. You got Focus, um No Limits, and what's the other one? Focus, No Limits. There's another one. So you join up with a small with training school. They
Hmm.
charge you £700 to transport your bike and for the track day and the
Okay.
hotel. So
Okay.
your responsibility is to book your own flight.
Gotcha. Oh, that's dope.
So like for
That's pretty dope. And what are the sessions like? Is it like one day? Is it 2 days of track days? And how many sessions do you guys doing? Like far as like how many minutes? 3 sessions,
so
three
three
days.
so so 3 days
Yeah.
and 20 minutes a session. You won't,
Wow.
and if it's difficult to do 3 days, bro.
Oh
Unless
yeah.
you're really fit,
Yeah.
unless you're really fit. By the time you do, because you know how like doing a track day, your adrenaline goes up. By the time you come off the track,
Yeah. You're asleep
because
by like 8:30 at night.
Yeah, especially when you like, especially when you're a person that like maneuvering, because I love maneuvering, because I
Yeah.
think maneuvering my body make me takes my lines much more better. You
Right,
know,
right, right.
like if I'm going into a right hand bend when I'm going left to right, I need to maneuver my body quick enough to bring my bike back up. That because more tarmac, more acceleration.
Right, right.
Yeah, if less tire, you can't change acceleration, because if you change acceleration, you offset the back. You don't
Yep,
want to
yep.
offset the back, so you have to maneuver your body, and by the time you finish,
Oh no.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. I definitely know about that with the racing and training and stuff like that. So do you guys I know you say you're gonna be fit for June. Is it
I
something
started gym
that you've
last week.
always huh?
I started last week
All right, that's what's
running.
up. That's what's up. Is it something that you guys focus on more now with with training and stuff like that versus like in the beginning when you're doing track days? Because I had too many bad weekends for me to finally say, man, I got to stay in shape. And even with some door race I did this past weekend, yeah, I'm still feeling it today, and today's Tuesday, and the race was Saturday and Sunday. Still feeling it. So I know I got to step my cardio workout up a little bit and weightlifting and stuff like that. So is you got 20 of your boys going, or maybe boys and girls going. Y'all all kind of like training for that and making sure the body's gonna be ready for them days.
Yeah, because I yo-yo. When it's off season, I go. And when it's season, I go. I yo-yo.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the guys I'm going with is the guys that train me. So, and because in 2017 I got made man of the event
yeah. Oh, that's what's up.
because I put my elbow on the floor. I
Okay,
see.
okay.
I think I sent you that picture. Did I send you that picture?
You may have it. You may have. If not, send it again, man, and we'll definitely plug it into this episode, for sure. To show you getting your elbow
Put the
down.
elbow on the floor, man. So I got made man of the event. So that's when so these guys I'm going with, I know they're really fast. So I have to get my weight down
Right.
because I'm not coming in last, bro.
Got you. In the track days, like you mentioned, a couple of these riding clubs, do they kind of book in different countries throughout the year, or do they kind of go to the same place like all the time?
You got Almira, you got Jerez, you got Catalia, you got Portimao, you
Mm-hmm.
got other ones. It's quite a lot of tracks, you
That
know.
they go to. Wow.
There's
Okay, is Mogello
that
on the
they go
list?
throughout the whole year, huh?
Is Mogello on the list?
Magello, that's it. Magello. How do you know what
Okay.
Magello? Magello's a good track too. Have you been there?
Oh man, that's my bucket list, man. I went there to watch MotoGP in 2018, but I wanna do a track day there for sure. If
Seen the uphills?
I hope to.
Yeah, Magello. Whenever you come into the Magello, let me know. I'll come with you. Magello is my
That's what's
bucket
up.
list too.
Okay, that's what's up.
Magello is my bucket list.
Now, have you thought about racing overseas? I mean, or is it just
Yep,
have that crossed your mind?
yep. I want to come over to you, bro. I've been telling you that from since I met you, bro. I
I
just
know,
need
I
to get a
know.
bike over there. I wanna listen, I'm getting old now. I just turned 44 2 weeks ago. I
That's such.
want to do everything. I want to do everything. I want to come to America. I heard there's a track in New York. I want to do it.
That's what's up, man.
I
Listen,
want to do
man,
it.
I got a bike for you to ride. So, well, I mean, I don't know. I got a couple of KTM RC 390s. They might be considered slow to your leader bikes.
Nah, man. I even spoke to Easy. Have you heard of Easy 22?
uh nah.
Yeah, I spoke to Easy 22 as well, and I told him I want to come over. He rides S1000. He's the S1000 especially. He's from New York.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Easy
might have come
22
across on social media with him, but I don't know him
Instagram.
personally. And Okay, yeah, man. Definitely we'll figure something out. I got an R6 as well, but I don't have 1,000 for the track. So
R6 is R6 is what we call a track killer.
yeah.
If you're a bad boy rider, ain't no 1,000 catching you on that. Remember, your braking distance is gonna be so shorter than 1,000. So when
Yeah.
you're approaching that bend, when you're braking in the bend, trail braking, the 1,000 is braking behind you. By the time you come out of that bend, you're already at the next bend. So you be
Yeah.
gaining distance easy. Track killer, R6, track
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah, no, it's only tracks where the thousands can stretch their legs, where they can really shine. The short tracks and technical tracks. I mean, obviously, pro
Like
riders
Almira.
they go fast anywhere, but
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
oh man, that's
Almira,
what's
Almira is an R6 track. Snitterton is an R6 track. Portugal, Portimao, well, that right hand bend, that back straight right hand bend, boy. Yeah, no, it's semi R6, semi R1. I love that right
yeah,
hand bend.
yeah.
That
So out of the tracks you've been to, which is your favorite? Portimao,
Heref,
Wrath. Okay,
Heref,
yeah.
Heref.
I
That's the track.
yeah. Go ahead.
That's the track I put my elbow down on.
Okay. In the back section or
It was. So, do you know Heref?
yeah, well, I know from the MotoGP game. I haven't, I don't, so I know it fairly well. I know most of the
So you got
the tracks on the MotoGP video game or what they race in MotoGP.
so Heref, you got a straight where you go under a bridge, right?
Yep,
And then you turn right. You
yep.
got a right hand, then you got a left, and then you got a left again. That left. I went.
Nice.
Heref is my favorite. I love Heref. Heref, and he's fast as well. I love fast track. I like speed. I'm a petrol
Yeah.
junkie.
I can see that's why you want to
I
go to
love
Mugello.
speed. Yes, Mugello's a fast track too.
Yeah. Oh man, that I'm like I said, man, I'm looking forward to. So now you wouldn't race overseas. You wouldn't race in the UK, though. I mean, in like any of the European clubs or anything like that. I know you said coming over to America, but like the Spanish leagues or the clubs below them, because I know there's semi-pro riders in the Spanish leagues and stuff like that.
I wouldn't race. I'm past that age, man. I just do it for fun. So I'm past that age, but I don't listen. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
Uh-huh.
That's my drug. Yeah, motorbike is my drug. If
Gotcha.
I would have 5 motorbikes in my garage. I just bought a garage 2 months ago. I'm gonna stack that with bikes. I love bikes. If I didn't have no
Yeah.
kids, I wouldn't. If I didn't have my kids, I wouldn't have a car. I would just have just bikes.
Just straight. Oh wow. Okay. That's
Straight
what's up. That's what's up. Now, yeah, obviously you still street ride on your 1,000 and your R1 in the UK. So as far as that, and do you do long commutes on those bikes? I mean, are you into the adventure or the touring part of motorcycling, or you just kind of 0 to 200 as quickly as possible?
So we got groups over here. You got
Yeah.
OTFBs. We got different groups over here. So I'm with a group called OTFB. Only OTFB. The abbreviation OTFB is only true family. So we sometimes we and I'm with quite a few groups. FSBC, quite a few groups. We just meet up something that we set a date. Say, all right, then cool. We're gonna meet up on a Saturday, and we just gonna go to the seaside. We got some seaside rides. They're like an hour, 2 hours ride. It's just
Mhm.
this. It's just a fun ride, just to enjoy our bikes. So we just take our number plates off because there are a lot of speed cameras over here, man. So we just take our number plates and we just
Yeah, man, I know about that. I
burn
was
rubber.
I was over there in what 2019, I believe, and went to go get some food and got a parking ticket because the meter ran out, And sure enough, they took a photo of all that and sent it to me in the U.S. because I didn't even know there was a ticket. But you guys got a lot of
You
cameras
should have
over there,
shot me.
bro.
You should have shot me over here. Where were you?
We were in Soho. We stayed in the Soho area. It was for Carnival around Carnival 2019 when it was 100 degrees for Carnival. Yeah. I didn't
Oh
know you
yeah.
then because I met you in 2020 in Montserrat, right? So I didn't know you in
All right.
2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was in. I was
On a
in.
small island
I'm
talking
like.
motorbikes.
Yeah. Hey, I tried to show them dudes that they had to ride, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, man. That's
I'm gonna send a back. I'm gonna send a back down there though.
okay. It's interesting that they're gold wings and big bikes down down in Montserrat, and
I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
you run out of road, man.
But it's fun. It's just for fun, is it? It's not for proper riding because as soon as it goes, vroom, is a corner, vroom, then another corner. You won't get out
Yeah,
of third gear, man.
no, it's like you almost want to
You
get.
get
I would think like get like a 250 4-stroke a dirt bike and just
yeah,
while out because then you can rip through the gears and go off roading if you want to go
yeah.
off road. And where the bigger bikes, it's you're cruising.
Third gear. You ain't getting out
Yeah.
of third gear.
I mean, and it's the same thing in Jamaica. I
You
mean,
go.
they got their 1,000 big bikes down there too. They're not supposed to. From my understanding, a 600 is the biggest that you should have. Down there. But obviously, people get bikes in and all type of things. But it's the same thing. It's just you don't need to be doing
On the
200
road.
miles an hour on any island, I mean, except for the Island Man TT. I don't even think they get up. Well, they might get up to 200 or 180 something in some spots.
I won't be doing. I won't be doing that. That's something that I will never do. TT. I love my life. I love my kids.
Yeah.
So,
Not even once. I mean, because they have the amateur class. Well, they have the amateur class, but you still have to qualify. So
yes.
it's definitely not something that you can master in 1 year.
Nah. You gotta train, and I passed that age, bro. I passed that age.
No,
It's all about
is
fun now.
got I know you had mentioned earlier, you guys, when you take off your plates and if you got to move, you move. But I mean, if you're doing 200 on a highway, y'all are running at those speeds. Um, you know.
But TT's got corner, man. Highway's got no corners. It's straight.
So no problem going straight 200 miles an hour. So let me ask this, and I don't want to get too controversial because there's so many different type of motorcycle categories of we got the track guys, the racing guys. We're all different, but I don't know if you see videos or social media stuff. A lot of these guys and gals that do a lot of street racing, drag racing on the street, or rolling racing, right? Because they're not starting from stop and stuff. How much credibility do you give to these riders when they talk about how nice they are? And is it how is it in the UK? Is it similar to that? A bunch of some riders that are drag racing or racing, chopping up videos, posting videos, and living that life. But like you say, it's just straight, and it's easy to, not easy, but it's easy to go straight 200 miles an hour
Straight.
versus when you got corners.
Some of them are actually good, man. Some of these guys, some of them ain't, but some of them are actually good riders. Some of them are good riders, but their love is drag racing. Like me, I'm a circuit guy. You would
Right.
never see me do drag. I'm not a drag guy, but some of these guys, they're good riders. There's some guys over here that just do drag, but if you ride with them on the road, they're quite good riders. Quite good
And
riders.
and and
I,
what's the culture like over in the UK?
multicultural, multicultural, different. You got Asians, you got blacks, you got mixed race, you got females, you got everybody's a rider. There's some females over here that will make you look silly. We got a female over here right now. I think she's from Colombia. Her name's Steph. Oh my god, she's bad girl. She's a bad girl rider.
Yeah, yeah,
When you
yeah.
listen, when you hear her come, whoa, whoa, and she goes through traffic light, yeah, she's bad.
Wow. Um, and is that culture? And when I say culture, more like because I see more of the content creators now. So there must be a lot of these writers that are writing, creating content, and posting
Yeah.
on social media and stuff like that. And those kind of meetups. So is some of the clubs that you go to, they're doing those things, and is the stunt riding community and culture huge in the UK as well?
Stunt riding ain't that huge now. It's more bigger than America. America's stunt riding is bigger than over here.
Gotcha.
The most it's more over here. Bro, we got stunt riders, but it's not as huge. I mean, you got loads of stunt riders, but it's not as huge. It's more races over here and more technical riders. A lot of these riders over here, they're quite good, man. Some of them are good. Some of them are good. Some of them like they left it. They take their heart out, leave it at home, and come riding. I swear,
Wow.
bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
looking at BSB and looking at some of the European stuff, and it sounds like they're full send all the time. It's one of us is gonna we either both going down or we both making it or whatever. They don't care. Not that they don't care, but it is the level is different to me.
It is. Yes, sir. You just hit the nail on the head. You're perfect. But
Just a
it's
different.
crazy. But I'm like that too. Like I'm like that. I don't care if I crash my bike. I crashed my bike in. I met you in 2020. I crashed my bike 2022. Yeah, in Almira.
Yeah.
Because my mate, he's on a Kawasaki, and he went past me, and I thought, this fucking I'm kidding. And then I brake too late, so I made my braking distance a bit more shorter. So when
Mm-hmm.
I got to the corner, I catch up with him too quickly. So I should have brought my bike back up, but I was into the lean, and I went touched the front brake. The front just washed away.
Oh
Schoolboy
man.
error.
Yeah. I mean, I racing, riding, crashing is part of it.
Yes,
I
sir.
saw a video uh earlier this week over the weekend. This guy was pretty much saying, some people say crashing is part of racing and stuff like that, but I don't believe that. And it's how are you gonna find the limits of yourself with a bike?
How
If
you
you're
gonna
not
learn? How you gonna
if
learn?
yeah, it's you look at all these
Exactly.
practice people that practice. You can't practice a motorcycle and be one of the best and not crash.
It's like an investor, right? If you never failed, how you gonna learn?
Yeah.
Same thing. If you're gonna be in if I'm gonna invest in someone, and the first question I'm gonna ask, how many times you tried, how many times you failed. Same as a bike. If you're claiming to this bad boy rider, how many times you crash? If you haven't crashed, you can't talk to me. You can't talk to me.
And let's talk about the gear since we talk about crashing. From what I can tell, you guys stay geared up all the time. Where I hear I don't want to compare just us against the UK in such manner, but we see people in flip flops riding, and there's no certain states you can ride with no helmet on and stuff like that. Some people are riding with no shirt on. Some women are riding with short shorts on, and or spandex. Is it law or culture? Because it seems like a lot of the people in the UK wear gear.
Yeah, some do wear the shorts, some wear the trainers. You'll never see no one in flip flops. Um, you see, but most geared up. Me, I don't ride without my gear. You will never see me ride without my gear because anything can happen. Life happens, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, same here, man. I'm down in Florida now, and it's hot. and I still got gear on, and it feels weird to even ride the bike without gloves on. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
even when
I
I
see.
do,
It just feels weird, bro. Like the other day, like I remember I tried riding in some tracksuits on, and by the time I got to the shop, I had to come back home and get up. I just felt
yeah,
it just it just don't feel right. You
no,
feel naked.
yeah, man, no, most definitely, man. That's interesting. So I mean, are you ever gonna get a bike that you can do a track day again in the UK, or it's just
Yeah,
Spain,
yeah,
Portugal, Italy? Have you done France yet?
definitely. No, I would love to do France though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna do one of them, and I will have a bike that do UK tracks because I want to do. There's a track here that I don't want to do, but I'm gonna do it. The reason why I don't want to do it because it's too narrow, but I'm gonna do it to put it on my list.
Got you. And
It's
I
a
will
very
say
it's
this,
a
right? Narrow tracks. Now going on, for me, when I first time I went, there's this track called Black Hawk, like outside of Chicago, and it's a narrow track. And the first time when I went on that track, at first I was just like, "Yo, it's so narrow, it's so narrow." But then once you run it, you realize how much space you really have on a bigger track. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's like
yeah, yeah.
once you get comfortable and start moving, you realize, yo, I really got more space on these tracks that I can use more of it to go quicker. You know what I mean? So I think from training and just a different perspective, like the narrow track definitely shows you that like when you're on a bigger track, you got way more room than you think you have.
Yeah, I never did an arrow track before, but I need to do it. I want to do it just to say I did
Yeah.
it, but I don't like it. I don't like it
Right.
because
It's just
I
less
like
room for error,
fast
right?
riding.
Because it's less room for error.
That's right.
you
And this
know,
track,
uh,
I like tracks that have that have a lot of runoff. So like Portimao,
yeah,
Portimao's got a lot of runoff. So
yeah.
if you make a mistake, you just run off and correct
Mm.
yourself. I love track like that. Almira ain't got much running off. You run off Almira, you crash. What's the other one? Haref's got loads of running off. I remember when I ran off in the gravel, man. I think I got the picture in my phone still.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, my heart. I just let go the brakes and let it go. And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
good thing,
yeah, yeah.
I didn't drop. It just slowed down in the gravel. So
Yeah, you
my
gotta.
advice to anybody, No, I said my
Go
advice
ahead.
to anybody: if you're running off a track, let go the brakes. Just let it go.
Yeah, no, I
Hold the
agree.
brakes.
Let it
Don't.
go and sort it out. You might have to hop off if you have to, but if you hit
Yeah,
grass, and I mean, if you hit grass and you hit grab the brakes, you're going right down.
that's right.
And it's definitely a different. I think it's good to run off the track. I think it's good to run over the rumble strips and come off of the track and all that because you once you do it and you realize it happens, and if you're pushing, it's going to happen. So it's just really how you learn
That's
to
right.
deal with it when it happens and not get too scared and just
100%.
look where you want to go and try to get there.
100%. 100%. 100%. You said it right there. 100%.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, Nah, that's pretty cool, man. I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to get over there and get to some of those tracks that I get to see on
Come,
MotoGP
man.
and stuff like that. Because that I mean, and that's what I'm doing in the U.S. Like I'm definitely trying to go to tracks I haven't been to. So like I'm going out to Laguna Seca this year. So that's a track I'll hit for the first time in California. I'm gonna do Coda this year in Austin as well for a track day. So I'm trying to get to some of the. I'm hoping to get to as many of the big name tracks in the U.S.
California. What year is that? What month you going?
September, like pretty much
Wonder
the
if I should.
first week in September, I believe, or weekend.
Wonder if I should sort a holiday
Hey,
out and
listen,
come over
man.
and do it.
Because that's my bucket list track. I know some people have gone already, and they have their view of the track and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's a legendary track, and I at least got to do it once. You know what I mean? If I get there and I don't like it for whatever reason, I don't think I will, because like at Loudon, has bumps. I mean, I've ridden at other tracks with bumps on them. It's part of the race. Everybody has to process and deal with it, so it's not just affecting you as a rider. But it's just such an iconic track. The bikes are designed to go over bumps, man. That's it. Okay. You're running off. Oh, the elbow down. Yeah, man. You're gonna have to send me that in the email, and we'll definitely plug it in into the show. So that's now
Port Mayo.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. I wish I was. That's the plan in the next couple of years for me, to get over. And I want to get a bike over there. So that's the biggest part. Getting a bike over and just leaving it over, and then just try to come over.
I got a garage.
Okay, that's what's up. So how many track days you're doing this year? And is it one every month?
At the moment, I got one planned, which is in June. Normally I'll go in October, but in October I'm going to Maryland. I'm going to that car show in Maryland.
Okay.
I went there last year, so I'll be in Maryland. I was over there last year for a whole month, 5 weeks.
Yeah, you mentioned that. We're gonna have to try to get a schedule going. And so what's the condition like now in the UK as far as getting around on a bike? It's winter up north for us. Florida down here was a little bit cold. So is it you still the same amount of bikes out there, or just the diehard riders that show up in their heated gear and stuff?
Diehard riders. The bike won't come out until end of March.
Okay.
Bike goes in the end of October, come out end of March.
Wow. Really? Even in Boston, man, I still rode my bike in January. There was no snow on the ground. I heated gear on, heated socks, pants, jacket, gloves, and I had to go ride, man. I just couldn't 4 months is a long time to not be on a bike, bro.
It is, but
that's the time you mess around and buy motorcycles and stuff.
Nah, man, my bike is, I just remapped my bike, and so any little fruit, it just, and I took off I ain't got no traction control. I deleted it.
Oh.
I disconnected my traction control. Yeah, and I blanked it out with a screw and do a straight wire. I don't know.
On the S1000 or both bikes?
On
R1.
On the R1. The S1000 is gone. Someone stole it last year, September.
Oh man. Yeah. Wow, no traction control. Well, my 1198, I turned my traction control off on. But now, what is that? What is it better not having traction control for you? You got more of a feel. Is the bike more responsive?
It did. I got no traction control. I upgraded my brake pads to SBS brake pads, dual carbon. So you know about SBS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I got SBS dual carbon brake pads, and that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did. So now, it's for me. It's like traction control can be very dangerous on track. Can be, because let's say you're trail braking into a corner and the brake pads your brakes start punching.
Oh right. Wait, when you say traction control, you mean ABS? Not from ABS. Driving. You talking about the ABS you delete, or both? Traction control from the rear wheel both. And traction ABS?
Control, both. Delete both. Disconnected it and blanked it out. So I've got Hells. I swapped it with the Hells brake line.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a full non-ABS Hells brake line on it.
Okay.
No traction control, nothing. So if I slip the brakes, if I slip the clutch, it's going up.
Just the way you like it, huh?
Yes, sir. Man. Sure, you see my videos.
Yeah. Now the S1000. How does that compare to the R1? And I'm asking more because I'm thinking about getting the S1000. It seems like it's a pretty comfortable bike to ride, from what I hear. Um, and I'm just
I
curious.
had the Gen 3. I had the Gen 3.
Okay,
So it's a very much more the R1 is very aggressive. It's an aggressive R1 is an aggressive bike.
right,
Who's
right.
ready? The S1000 is more comfortable. It's fast, but it's comfortable. I like aggression.
Got
I'm
you,
not a
got you.
fan of the S1000.
Okay.
But even the seating position on the S1000, it's so comfortable. Like I would ride if I'm going someplace from London to Birmingham, it's S1000 all day. The
That's
R1,
a that's a
you,
over a 2 hour ride for those that know. I mean, it might be a little bit quicker on the bike, than in the car.
yeah, yeah. So it's a 2 hour ride. Yeah, it can be a bit quicker if you take your number plates off.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I have some friends out, family members out in Birmingham, so I remember doing the drive. And fun time, fun time. I'm looking forward to coming back over, man, because I haven't explored it enough, Europe and the UK yet.
Come, man. Come over in June. I'll take you. Come,
No.
tell me now. Book your ticket for you.
All right,
Come
that's
to
what's up.
Spain. Come Spain with me.
All right, Spain in June, and I might have to rent. You know what? We'll talk off air the dates. Because yeah, I think I'm gonna be over in Spain in June. So
The 13th of
so
June,
13th of June.
Portugal.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man, that might work because I think I'm gonna be over there at some point in June, for a few weeks in Spain. So we might be able to make that happen for sure.
Come
Because
on.
I wasn't planning on doing a track day, but it might be something. So I guess what is it like to rent a bike, and doing you guys just rent bikes to do a track day, or you can pretty
I,
much bring your own bike?
I said I send my own bike, but you can rent a bike. So bring your gears.
Okay,
You don't even have
okay,
to bring your gear. You can buy gears over here.
yeah. Now I gotta at least bring my gear, man. I don't mind doing that.
But yeah, you
I
can
want to
rent
be
a bike.
comfortable.
100%. You can rent a bike. Listen. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna meet up some real fast riders though, but it's alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in a novice group. I'm not gonna lie, for the first time. I'm not even gonna play. Once I see what you boys and gals are doing over there, then I might move up a group. But I don't want to be a sitting duck out there, and especially if it's
if
not
you're
my
coming
bike.
with
I mean,
me, if you're coming with me, you're coming in the intermediate, man. I won't leave
yeah.
you. You just follow my line and then give you a few sessions, you'll be leaving me.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. Because yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Because like I said, from I know the video games don't do it justice ever. You got to be on the bike and riding in some of these tracks, and it's pretty cool that you're over there and taking advantage of the track situation. And it seems like the culture um, in Europe and UK is definitely bigger than in the US, as far as like when track days and racing and stuff like that. It used to be huge in the US, and I think somewhere along the line, a lot of parents stopped getting their kids bikes, and so we have had a few, not a lot of riders learning to ride and race. I mean, I think it's changing in the last 5 or 6 years now, because there are a lot more schools that are gearing towards helping younger kids learn to race and ride and stuff like that. So definitely, like in Motor America now, there's a whole, the grid for the Junior Cup. I think they just renamed it. Most of those riders are nasty, man. They're really good. So
I think Easy 22 has got a school too.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
definitely. And the same thing, with where I am doing this podcast and stuff like that, where there are a bunch of people that's trying to build the motorcycle community back up, in the sense that having more people coming and to events, and whether it's a track day, whether it's club racing or Motor America, right? Or anything along those lines, because it's, I think there's a disconnect with how safe bikes can be if you do it the right way in the U.S.
That's correct.
I think because a lot of people don't wear the right gear, you get a lot of
That's right.
motorcycle statistics. People getting hurt
And
and
people
getting hurt
people
really
get the wrong
bad.
interpretation about it. People get
Exactly.
the wrong interpretation. Like, if you have the curve, listen, I crashed 8 times, 9 times, and look at me, I'm still here. I'm geared up.
Yeah, and it's
Once you,
not. Yeah, it's not 100% proof for sure. If you hit something that's not moving, yeah, you're gonna break something. But if you slide down the road, tumble down the road, usually, you're fine. And I've slid down the highway easily 100 feet, coming off a bike, and the gear took all of the brunt. You know what I'm saying? And I had a little bit of road rash because my 2-piece jacket came up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I had a little bit of road rash on my stomach. But other than that, and I compressed like the cartilage in my hip because I was trying to stop. I should have just enjoyed the ride. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to stop, so I was digging my foot into the ground, trying to stop. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
just enjoy
And
the ride.
just enjoy the ride. That's it. Wait for it to stop. And that was my first crash, and so I recognized from early that gear helps a lot. And my accident was a
Yeah.
deer ran on the highway, so it wasn't like a car or anything crazy. It was an animal, and when I first
Oh
started
wow.
riding, I didn't even think to look out for animals on the highway or on the road, but now I do.
On the highway. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and
Wow.
I wasn't in. I was the second bike. The deer actually hit the guy in front, and I was behind him. And when he got off the bike, his bike slid in front of my bike and connected, and I went over the bars. But so I'm definitely, that's the only downside in the U.S. to me, that there's not more people geared up. You know what I mean? And there's a disconnect because there's people jumping on the camera telling people they don't need to be geared up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, if you don't want to be geared up, that's fine that you don't want to do that. But I don't think you should be telling people don't wear,
Spreading, yeah,
yeah, you don't wear gear. You know what I'm saying? And
negativity.
yeah, you know what I mean? Because and they might be a skilled rider, and they may know to do everything possible to avoid accidents. But when you're a newbie and you're looking on videos and you're looking at stuff, you're looking for other people for advice. And especially this day and age, we all go on YouTube or
Mm-hmm.
whatever to research stuff, or wherever.
Yeah.
So we're always getting advice from other people. So now when you see somebody telling, "Hey, you can go learn how to ride on 1,000." My boy did, or my girl did, and it's just like, you could, but it's going to take you longer to get really good, because you have to learn how to control the power before you can even learn how to turn the bike and all that stuff. And when you can
That's
just be
right.
on a small bike and throw that bike all over the place and learn and so forth, and then move up to the 1,000.
I
There's
started. I
definitely
started.
people.
I started in a 600, but contradictorily, my brother, when he asked me for advice, I told him to start on a 125.
Yeah.
But because
Yeah.
starting on a 600, like you just said, I'm going to collaborate what you just said. It takes you longer because you have to get in control of the speed. Now, if I did start at a 125, I would have gone up quicker, because then I would have handled this one, conquered
Mm-hmm.
that one, move up to the 600, conquer the 600, move up to the 1,000. So when the 600 should have taken me, for example, hypothetically, takes me 6 months to control, it took me a year.
Right.
See what I'm
And
saying?
especially when you want to
So
be careful, right? You're not going to be full gas all the time. You're kind of seeing what's going to happen, baby steps.
exactly,
Where,
exactly.
if you're on a 125 and a small bike, you can full gas and learn how
Yeah,
body position, learn how to brake late, learn how to, trail brake, learn all these things without being, because
exactly,
yeah, you can brake, but then you got to get back on the gas. And, most of us just full gas. We're not like
exactly,
modulating the
exactly,
throttle.
exactly. So yeah, my brother started in a 125. Now he's got a 750
Okay.
GSXR.
Nice, nice. Those are nice bikes. So what I guess what's the bike of choice over there? The BMW, the S1000, or it's just there's just a bunch of every brand is there.
Every brand is here, but most of the bikes now is the Gen 4, which is the BMW, the new ones,
Mm-hmm.
and the R1 and the R1s. Those are the most popular bikes.
Okay.
You get you
No.
get the you get the you get the odd Ducatis, you get the odd GXX, but GXR is popular too here too. There's three bikes. Yeah,
Not Kawi.
Kawasaki's, but they're not as popular. They're over here, but they're not as popular like these three bikes, like the
Yeah.
GSXR, the R1s, and the Gen 4 BMWs, the new ones,
Wow.
like the 2023s. The
Okay.
20,
Okay.
I like them too.
Yeah. I'm a fan, and I'm a bigger fan of Ducati. So that's why I ended up getting the Panigale. But I would like to add a S4 to the collection. If I hopefully, because just from what I've
What about the V4s?
which no so the Panigale I just got in December is a V4, so 2025 Panigale V4 base model. But we're gonna put some things in it, so it's not gonna be base for long.
You know what turned me off of them? The dry clutch. I don't like dry clutches, but they're very fast bike. That's the first bike that ever left me on. That's the first bike that ever leave me on track. Leave me. Literally went past me. Whoop. Like it's like I was standing the way he went past me.
Man. No, it's one of those things. I think my first bike was a 848 Street Fighter twin, and I did the dry clutch on that. So I think just starting with them, I'm just a fan of them. It took me a while once I got the R6 to even get comfortable to the inline four, because we're talking that was like 5-6 years later. And still not as comfortable as I am with the twin. I'm just so used to them now, man. But the dry clutch is, yeah, I'm just used to it. It's music, you know what I'm saying? It's like the truck drivers back home where you hear them using a Jake brake and changing and creating
It's
songs.
It's music.
Same thing, bro.
Oh man, shut up, Maria. No, I can't deal with it. But I'm gonna have to get one. I might have to get one because the way because I did when did I did I think I did a track day in 2022 as well. And the way the Ducati went past me, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I was on my I was I'm like, what?
Yeah. Just like World Superbike, man. Come on, you know what it is.
These V4s are serious. V4s are
man.
serious. I just don't like the dry clutch, but they're serious.
So I don't know about I know the 25 is wet clutch, and I think the other ones are too, but some of them dry clutch with just the cover. So, but the 25 is a wet clutch, but you can go dry clutch if you want to. And I think the older ones are not the older ones, but the 23s, 24s are a wet clutch as well, because you see some of these guys, they got the clear cover over the clutch case. Right. So yeah. So I think it's a choice to go to the dry.
Okay. I might get one though.
So, but
let me do a few more overtime and wait for my kids to piss off and yeah.
Yo, listen, I bought my 1198S in 2013. And I've wanted a Panigale since the 1199, so it's taken about 12 years for me to get one. So don't worry.
Yeah. I'll wait for my kids to go. I got another 6 years for my kids to go.
Yeah, man. So and the podcast as well helps a little in doing this for that. But riding that bike, to me, it's just as flickable as my RC390. I was going to say my R6, but my RC390 is just. I mean, I'm just riding on the street, but just moving the bike from left to right. It's but you do feel the disconnect. So in the sense that that there's a something between you and the throttle and the rear wheel. Between you and the brake, you do notice that. I was told that there's some things we can do to the throttle to give it a better feel. But that's the only downside. Where when I ride my 1198, it's my wrist movement is it goes right to the rear wheel. where the Panigale, I do feel the difference, and so it's almost like it's like a timing thing.
Right.
It's a little bit slower
Right.
as far as
Right.
how it reacts when you give it an input, I guess, from the throttle or the brake to me.
And they're like they're modes, different modes,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
race
There's different
mode.
modes. Yeah, there's different modes, and I played with it a little bit so far. I'm still doing the braking miles, but you do notice it. Like, yeah, I don't know how much you played with with your R1 when it
One.
had the traction control and all that, but like it's a you should noticeable different just going up one level as far as like the
Yes, sir.
throttle response
I
and
do.
stuff like that.
Yeah, you do.
And it has 5 computers in it, so it's it's I call it AI. I might dub it 14P because it's definitely not just a bike, bro.
Are you gonna take on the track?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna do the full exhaust. I'm doing pretty much the turn by turn navigation, the multimedia, the data package. There's one data logger that I'm not doing, which is I don't have an engineer to help me read the information. So I'm gonna go with some carbon wheels. So it's gonna be and
What's
go ahead.
what size you gonna run at? What size you gonna run at the back? 190 or 200?
It's probably gonna be a 200. I think it comes with 200. So I'll keep. But you
This
you
is what I
can.
need.
The cool thing about it is you can calibrate it for whichever tire manufacturer you go with and stuff like that, and which is pretty cool. The other thing is you can calibrate it as well. So for instance, if I'm in Florida where it's hot, I can calibrate the bike to deal with the heat down here, and then if I go to Mass where it's cold, it's just running through
Yeah.
heat cycles to do it. You just gotta let it run through a few heat cycles, and the bike automatically recalibrates itself for air and mixture and temp and all this stuff. So it's one smart bike, man.
Yeah, I used to run 190 at the back, but when I had the feel of 200, I thought never again.
That's it. It's
Man,
like you got more grip, man. You have to
oh
do on those
man,
on a leader bike. You can't really go. You need as much grip as possible.
yeah, 200. When you take them bends, you go, yo,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
man.
my drug.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and the last thing is the Oleans. I'm gonna do Oleans, the full suspension in the front and rear. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be better than the S model when it's done. Yeah, so the goal is to do. So I'm once I get the braking miles and then do all the stuff on the bike. Then I'm gonna do some track days here with it. So I'll probably take it to Coda. I don't know if I'm gonna take it to Laguna Seca. If I do, I'll probably take the R6 as well, just to go. I know Coda from the video game. I know Laguna Seca a little bit,
yeah.
but I'll probably run. I might bring both bikes and then just do the morning on the R6 and then do the afternoon on the Bengali or
You
something
know,
like that.
I always wanted to take two bikes and track, and I always wanted to check my suspension. I want to try the Orleans because I heard Orleans are very good.
Mm-hmm.
They're very. I want to try. I'm gonna try it one day. Can't
Yeah,
afford to buy them
man.
right now, but
For me, I've had them on my R6s. Both of them. My first R6 was a '07, and I love it on that bike. So I did it on on my 2012 R6, and on my KTM's the WP suspension, and my 22 KTM is a GP. It's a US brand suspension. But K-Tech is a brand that I like. I haven't used on any bikes. But I've heard good things about K-Tex, and there are a lot of guys and women that race and ride on K-Tex as well. So that's another brand. I mean, but I am a fan of the Oleans, and I just didn't want the
I heard
electronic
very good
suspension.
about Orleans. I heard very good things about Orleans. I must try Orleans. Must.
Yeah, I
My
mean that's
friend.
gonna cut. Yes, that's gonna cut down on your times. You know, if you know, I mean, you've been at the track now for a while, so for years. So you're gonna run into some limitations of your stock suspension for sure.
Yeah, I was told that. I was told that. because like for that like if you want to take the corner quite a bit faster, it's the bouncing.
The rebound,
But
yep,
if you have
yep.
all the rebound, yes. But if you had the Orleans, you could limit that rebound and into take the corner because I'm a fan of corners and I'm not a fan of straights. I love
Mm.
corners, and with the Orleans, you could take the corners a bit more firm,
Yeah,
a bit
yeah.
more. The only thing about Orleans, it eats a tire quickly.
Well, I
I was
think
told
that
it.
you listen, man. I mean, I'm making an assumption that you got your bike set up for your weight and spring rate and
Yeah,
all that stuff, and so your
yeah.
sag is set for your body and stuff like that. I think if you're doing that, if you got the right tire pressure and you're keeping heat in the tires. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain tracks that will just eat up. Daytona will eat up thousands tires. It's just they just it's a fast track. But usually, I think a lot of bad tire wear is between suspension and tire pressure and stuff like that, and the geometry of the bike. Because
What
they
tire
really
pressure do you
shouldn't.
run?
It depends. So like I run Pirellis now, and I usually the rule of thumb is on my KTM RC 390. I mean, I got small tires. I it's what is it? I'm running I think 28 in the rear hot and 36, but it's all gonna depend on the temperature outside. You know what I mean? It's like that's the whole thing. Like your tire guy should be telling you what tire pressure you should be running that day, because all that's gonna come
I
into
run
play.
I run 28 at the front and 22 at the back.
What brand tire?
VO2s. Which one is that? Michelin?
Michelin's,
Yeah.
and cold or hot?
I run 22 cold, 24 hot, and
Okay, yeah,
26
yeah,
cold
yeah,
at the
yeah,
front. 26 cold at the front, but 28 hot at the front.
yeah. Okay. And then when you come off the track, do you check your tire pressure when you come off the track to see how much you lose or
Yes, sir.
gain?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I don't
So
because first I started out with 22 hot, but it didn't. The back just didn't feel right,
right, yeah,
and
yeah.
I went up 2 psi, and that 2 psi makes a lot of difference, yo. People don't
Yeah, so
realize that.
Michelin's I run, I think, and again, I'd have to look at notes, but I think Michelin's were around 24 hot, and I want to say 30 something in the front. But again, it's all rider preference, but it's always
I
going to
run
be based
28.
on temperature outside and what's going on, you
Mhm.
know.
I run 28 at the front, and that's perfect. The way I take them, oh mate, I just seen your videos. Woo, every time I talk about bikes, that shit, yo, people don't get it, man. Bikes just make me go crazy. Every time I talk about bikes, it's just, woo.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's the same thing, bro. I could talk about bikes all day, and even and as much as I do this show, I still I could talk about bikes all day. And it's such a it's such a cool community for riders. I don't know how it is in the UK as far as like I always say this, like if I'm on a bike pulled over and people are driving, all the bikers they'll check to see if I'm good. If I'm in my car pulled over, ain't nobody checking to see if I'm good.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, if you're in your car and like you just said, nobody checks on you. You're on your bike, you get back and say, are you okay? You did what do you need? But the amount of bikes will stop to make sure you're okay, even a
Yeah,
bicycle.
yeah,
But
yeah,
car
man.
drivers don't even stop, bro. Car drivers don't give a shit.
Yeah.
What?
So the motorcycle community is a great community, man. And I
It's
think all around the world
love.
because I got a cousin that's riding around the world on two wheels right now, and he's in Africa now, in I think like his fifth country or something like that, and he started in the U.S. He started in Boston. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
wow.
and just his experience along the way that we have talked about so far is crazy because a lot of people that help motorcycle people out. And again, like I said, I haven't had the same experience in a car being broken down or in a truck.
Never. But on a bike, poor. The love you get on a bike. Sometimes you pull over just to phone a friend to find out
Yeah,
their destination or where they are, and you're on your phone trying to find out. People are stopping. You're right, and then they put
yeah,
their foot out. You know the foot signal. You
yeah,
what?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's, it's mad. It's mad.
No,
It's
man,
it's lovely. The motorbike community is amazing.
that's
Should
what's
be
up, man. I know it's late over there. I don't want to hold you. I definitely appreciate you coming on, and yeah,
so good.
we'll definitely we're definitely gonna do the track together for sure, man. So
Hundred
again, I
percent.
want to thank you for coming on, RasMario.
No
Peace.
problem. Have a good one.